Hey, folks, real quick before we get started here in the park, go over to YouTube and subscribe to the Apocalypse Soon podcast. If you want more of this podcast, go to patreon.com/Eddie Pepitone and become a Bread or Circus member. There, you'll get exclusive stand-up clips, and you get the video of this podcast the day that it comes out. Go to eddiepepitone.com and see all of his tour dates. And now, let's get into the show. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, animals of all descriptions, welcome to Apocalypse Soon, the podcast with no upside. And now, he's in his element, folks. He's wearing his green hat to match the green grass and the beautiful blue sky to match his beautiful baby blue eyes. It's Eddie Pepitone.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome. We are in the park again. As we said, we are going to be outdoors, and we're going to be in different locations. We've moved about 100 feet, and this is the type of diversity you're going to see from this podcast from now on. Next week, we may move 150 feet. And welcome, everybody. I hope you're doing well. The new year has come and gone, and we are in 2024 with the war, the slaughter in the Mideast expanding, Lebanon maybe getting involved, Hezbollah, and other terrific, horrifying things going on in the world just in my apartment. And now I'd like to introduce my friend, your friend, our friend, Kevin Tinkin.
Howdy, folks. It's me, Kevin Tinkin, here reporting from the war with a smile on my face and just a positive word to say.
It's kind of a beautiful day, folks. We are here in Los Angeles at 4:30, so there's another hour of sort of daylight. And we're talking a little low because there's, I don't know, he seems like he may be unhinged to my right, to Kevin's right, to your, I guess it would be to your, nobody knows, really.
Yeah. Back left.
I'm not Busby Berkeley. I don't do choreography, but
that's right.
There's a fella here who may be triggered by our outbursts. And just seeing people sit. By the way, in a park where all these beautiful dogs are running around, it's unsettling to see, especially in Los Angeles, to see people with a camera and two microphones to, what's that Beck song? Two turntables and a microphone. Is it
where
two
it's at? Yeah.
Where it's at.
I got
Speaking
two
of
turntables and a microphone.
Where it's at.
I can't stop singing the song now. You're like, stop.
But people who see people sitting in a park, it's out of context.
Yes.
It's out of, and it sort of, sometimes it pisses people off. Like, can I get away from the ubiquitous Los Angeles, filming bullshit?
You can't get away from it. We bring it to the place you're supposed to be relaxing,
Right. Yeah. And people, there are actors around us, I'm sure, and they're looking at us, and it just reminds them that their lives are shit.
Yep.
And that they didn't do enough. Me and Kevin, we don't stop. I think we mentioned last week that we have not missed a week.
Yes.
Since we've started this podcast, and I myself have to get up at 3:30 in the morning today. Tomorrow, technically. I'm going to try to go to bed at 9.
Yeah.
But it's, it usually doesn't work. And I'm drinking a coffee. I'm realizing that maybe I shouldn't drink this, but I need energy, Kev?
It's a coconut latte.
Coconut milk latte.
Delicious. Yeah, I saw a couple of people walk by and go, man, who books that? Another gig.
Who books
I
that?
didn't get, another
It's
thing.
not Rob anymore, I'll tell you that.
No.
Rob, we got an update. I don't know if we should tell you this. Well, we got an update on Rob, and he was so distraught about our podcast leaving that he bought a new, beautiful blanket for him and his family. And that's the last we heard. It was a beautiful blanket.
What was it?
I guess that news isn't terrible, but it certainly isn't great.
Well, when you start a bit, you start going down the rabbit hole of what did he do? There's
I was going to say something horrible.
Yes.
But then I realized that a lot of people love Rob.
A lot of people do love Rob. We had an outcrying from the community wondering what's going to happen to Rob. And Rob's fine. He's growing his hair. He's fathering his children. He's still moving on. Matter of fact, they're going to be continuing to provide some ads for us periodically.
That's right.
That's right. I mean, they're still going in some capacity. We are not allowed indoors anymore, but the podcast studio, I guess, continues in some capacity.
Yes, and that capacity does not include Apocalypse Soon.
It does not.
That decision was made.
Yes,
by the Fanny Co. Studios.
They cut it off. I talked to Alex, by the way, your manager, and
what did he say?
He said, I'm going to have a conversation, and that's the last I heard from him on that one.
Let me tell you something. When Alex says I'm going to have a conversation. That means get ready. There's going to be a conversation.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be some statements and some retorts, I imagine.
So anyway, I never finished this thought.
Oh, yes.
That I am going to have to get up at 3:30 in the morning to take a flight out of LAX. God help me, LAX. I consider every flight out of LAX the last plane out of Saigon. Like it feels like that. It's a very busy airport. I'm used to going to this really quaint airport right next to me in Burbank, but I waited too long to book it, so I'm going to LAX, getting an Uber at 4 a.m, and on the Uber app, it says, would you like conversation? And at 4 a.m., I said, I want nothing but conversation. That's what I said. I said, I want conversation, and you can be specific. And I said, I want to talk about Oppenheimer, the movie. Oh. So hopefully, whoever picks me up,
they better watch that movie.
Is going to be well-versed with Oppenheimer.
Yeah, they better watch that movie and be able to, converse a little bit when they pick you up that early.
Yeah, I'll say. So anyway, what's been going on with you, Kev? We haven't been here for about 4 or 5 days.
I know. I've been
New Year. That's right. You stayed in.
I stayed in for the New Year. I went down to the garage. I came back up to my apartment.
Is the garage your man cave?
It kind of, it's when I need a 5-minute escape. I go down to the garage.
Doesn't sound like much of a man cave, actually. 5 minutes.
No. I'm not allowed to stay down
Usually
there
a man cave. I'm not allowed.
I'm not allowed
in my man cave.
I go, this is for vehicles only. I need some space from the fam, and I need some time to contemplate existence. And so I go down there for 5 minutes. But then I went right back up. I toasted with the family. We had some Martinelli's sparkling cider.
Oh, I have that too. Non-alcoholic, yeah?
Non-alcoholic, because we get the kids, so we got to toast.
You drink, though, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Once they went to bed, I got shit-faced.
Once they went to bed, you were like, pour the Martinelli's down the fucking drain, Margaret.
I just shattered the Martinelli's bottle. Like, give me the real shit.
Well, you at least like, shatter it on the nose of a ship to christen it, launch it.
Oh, yeah.
And you don't waste the bottle.
You don't want the good stuff to get wasted.
There's always ships right by the front door of your house, which I like. So you stayed in, and when the kids went to sleep, you started drinking.
I started drinking heavily. And I was pissing out the window. We live on the second story, so you can get a good arc. It was through the screen.
Hey, Margaret, what the hell is that? Is that urine, honey? Well, it's New Year's, Al. I know it's New Year's, but why is there urine coming from the second story? That's a tradition in the Tinkin household.
That's right.
Ah, that fucking guy, huh? Oh, Al. Just come over here and hold me, Margaret. What the hell? Why do you say come over there when we don't exist? Al, not on New Year's Eve. I don't want to get into an Allen Margaret right now.
Yeah, let's not get into it. It's what did you do for New Year's Eve?
I just watched a couple of movies. That's a tradition.
Nice.
I watched. What the hell did I watch? What did I watch? Me and Karen watched. The Rocketeer.
Oh, I like the Rocketeer.
An older movie. We watched The Rocketeer, which is with Alan Arkin. And a couple other people, of course, Jennifer Connelly. It's a fun movie. It's an homage to like the old Hollywood serials. Yeah. Do you remember?
Yeah.
That movie. And then the main attraction was My Favorite Year with Peter O'Toole.
I don't remember that one.
Oh, you should check it out. It's about he's kind of portraying Errol Flynn. He portrays this movie star who goes on the famous, even though they didn't use his name, Sid Caesar's Show of Shows. And he's just an inveterate drunk, which O'Toole actually was in his particularly early life.
Yeah.
And it's just very funny. Very
That's
funny.
Great.
If you can get through Mark Lynn Baker, and those of you who've seen the movie know what I'm talking about.
Mark Lynn Baker's no good?
I didn't like him.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, I haven't seen that one. I got to see that. But I used to love watching The Rocketeer.
Huh?
We watched The Rocketeer a lot, and we also would watch. I remember the first time I watched The Rocketeer, I also watched Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken. Do you ever seen that one?
I've heard of that one. What is it? Tell me about that one.
It's about this girl who dives a horse off of a high dive in a circus, and she gets on a horse and dives off. It's an interesting sideshow, and she goes blind.
I love I like when a girl goes blind involving a horse. It's just a niche thing I like.
It's a beautiful formula.
It's a beautiful formula. And
Alex brings you a script. He goes, "You should check this out." And he goes, "Look, let me ask you something. Is there a horse? And is there a blind girl in it? There better be."
You always root for a blind girl, right? Like,
absolutely.
It's hard to root against her, like, I hope she bumps into a table. You don't really say that, right?
No, right. Yeah, I wouldn't say that. I'm always hoping that she has just a smooth sailing from now on because her life's been so rough up to this point,
By the way, I'm just thinking that we're outside. We've gone from this warm, comfortable studio to like just being outdoors.
Yeah.
And we're trying to, and it's winter, and LA is a weird cold. It's not like fucking Chicago.
Yes.
But it's like
it's cold.
It has its own like kind of damp coldness.
Yeah. It's a dry cold. It's
it's a dry cold.
Yeah, it's a desert, technically. So, but it is interesting though because people will kind of give you shit for being cold in Los Angeles.
I give people shit for being cold.
You are notorious.
I say, well, I've done this on stage. I say because a lot of people come to the Comedy Store from different parts of the country, and people love coming in to Southern California during the winter.
Yes,
and I get it. And I say to the crowd, boy, we've had a very rough winter this year. I had to blow in my hand once. Gets a big laugh, and everybody feels better about themselves.
Yeah, people get it, Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, I'm in the back, hurt feelings. Just in the back, just... It is cold. It is. Yeah, that's why I got these big boots on, These are my warm, cold weather boots. These are actually good. They're waterproof and everything.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, I got these when I was doing PA work because they would have me tromp around in the water and the mud and stuff.
Oh, yeah, those look like, work. Well, they are.
Yeah,
They're actually called work boots.
Yeah, it was good.
I have on plum-colored sneakers, and I don't want you to think that means I'm not someone who can defend themselves in a life-threatening situation just because I have plum sneakers.
Yeah. People try to put you into that box when they see your
They
color
try to
choice.
put me in the box, and I try to put him into the blind girl horse box.
That's right.
And we have a battle.
You're either a blind girl with a horse or you're nothing. It's either one or the other. Did you ever have any wild New Year's Eves?
Yeah.
Let's get into it, pal. I want in the nitty gritty. Do you have any outstanding warrants from things you've done on New Year's Eve?
No, but I did have an outstanding warrant for speeding tickets for a while.
Really?
Yeah, New Mexico.
Oh.
Yeah. And let me tell you something, folks. For me to get into my New Mexico period with you people, it's reserved only for circus members.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm going to put out a little video for circus members. If did you see? I hope they saw the dog
I don't
walking.
think they saw it. We're encircled by beautiful puppies.
I love it.
It's great.
But I went through they fucked me up in New Mexico. I was there for only a few weeks or whatever doing a film. And that's not to brag. I'm sure a lot of you have stuff going on. That's gratifying and financially and, makes you famous. And if you don't, you're just not living right. Anyway,
It's nice to know that you're doing it, though.
I'm what?
When I sit in envy over some of the things you say, yeah, I was out there in New Mexico filming.
So I got a speeding ticket. It was a speed trap.
Mm-hmm.
It was a fucking speed trap, which means you're going, let's say, 45, and then you don't even know, but maybe there is a sign, but it's like all of a sudden it's 25 miles an hour. All of a sudden,
Jeez.
For like a quarter of a mile, and they're waiting for you right at the end of it.
Fuckers.
And I got mad,
Yeah.
I got very mad. The officer, I'll tell you how mad I got. The officer came to my window, and he said, "Do you know how fast you were going?" And I was so angry. I said, "I don't know, officer. Here's my license." And that's me when
really
I'm
said
angry.
That?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. He said, "Well, I'm gonna have to write you up here." And I was like, "Okay, I don't think I did anything wrong."
Yeah. No, one time I got so pissed off at a cop, I go, "Hey, if that's what you think I should do," and then you should have seen it.
Yeah, we were talking about your almost DUI, your brush with authorities in Fresno, the Fresno authorities.
Oh yeah, my brush with the law.
Fresno Fuzz.
I had a 3-block drive or two to three, and to my house, and I had a few drinks. I wasn't like but
a few is enough to get fucked.
Yeah, and I got pulled over, and the cop said, "You had anything to drink tonight?" And I said, "Just a Starbucks. I'm addicted to this stuff," because I had a cup that was half full, and he let me go. Thank God. But that's it. That's why I stay away from the drinking and driving. And I killed a family once. But
that was made into a best-selling novel called In Cold Blood.
Yes,
by Truman Capote. It was when you were filming a movie in Kansas.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
And the Cutler family just got in your way,
as they do. And if families,
I think it was the Cutler family, if I remember. That movie, that book. We have a pretty dog who wants to say
poppers.
hello. Yeah. So I feel like the dog threw me, but I think I read In Cold Blood. It was a good one. That's a good one, folks.
Yeah.
If you want a nice pick-me-up, an innocent family gets killed in Kansas by two drifters, and it's just a pick-me-up.
Yeah. It's a nice. Yeah, if I'm feeling down, I like something that's about murder. The Dahmer documentaries. They're just.
I wouldn't watch that one.
They keep on giving. You won't do it. You won't get into it.
I don't need to watch. Dahmer boiling the head of some young fella.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, that's if it's in a book, you have the theater of the mind.
Yeah.
Which is even worse. Good. Also,
he was too over the top for me. What were you going to say?
Good miniseries though. The recent one that came out.
Yeah, that's the one I stayed away from.
Oh yeah, it was pretty good. There's a lot of There's a lot. It's visceral.
Come on, kids, gather round. Right? Do your kids watch this shit?
Family night with the Dama show. Come on, kids, get in here.
Come on,
We're
kids.
spending time together. Get in here. No.
We're not putting on Up. We're not putting on the Blue Heron. What's some of the other Disney?
The Blue Herring?
The Boy and the Heron? What's the new one?
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know.
I may be thinking of a porn movie.
The Boy and the Herring?
Or the Harem. Whatever it is.
Oh, good harem movies. Always great. Because they're pro-family. And that's what I'm looking for.
By the way, anybody who says they're pro-family, they're the opposite.
Yes. Yeah, I think so.
They're scum. They're scum.
We're pro-family around here.
Should we do a Last Newscaster?
I think we absolutely should do a newscaster.
I mean, it's the new year, folks.
I don't know if you're going to trigger.
Am I what?
If you might trigger
our
one audience member.
You know what? We have to get used to our new environs. And I remember, we did one here already.
Yeah.
That was last week. And I remember feeling a little constricted, creatively because I felt like I couldn't raise my voice. But we're going to have to start raising our voice.
Yes.
And even though there are a lot of folks who are hanging by a thread in this park and parks around the United States.
Yeah. It's like a metaphor for life. Sometimes you have to raise your voice, even though you're surrounded by people hanging by a thread.
Well, that's most families.
That's what my grandfather used to say a lot. Sometimes you
that'd be nice on
a
T-shirt.
Yeah. That would be good. Your face in the mid yell. And this is sometimes you got to raise your voice, even if there's people hanging by a thread nearby. I'm going to get a bumper sticker.
It's a long one, but if the font is correct, you can have a nice little...
Oh, yeah. We're talking about income here, folks.
By the way, you see all these trees around us, folks. And one time, this is the park very close to where I live. And I'm not going to tell you exactly where I live because I know there's a lot of people out there who want me dead.
That's right. Unless they're a circus member, then we give...
If you're a circus member, you can kill me.
Yes. Yeah, that's fine. But you got to pay your $20 a month.
That's right.
All right, Last Newscaster. And now, the last newscaster on Earth.
Hello, everybody. I am fucking insane. That's right. I'm completely fucking insane, which is my full name. Our top story tonight. I am batshit crazy. Batshit crazy out here in the park. That's right. No longer is the studio available because of radiation. I now am in the great outdoors and the radiation is incredible. But that being said, let's go to Tom for sports. Tom? Thank you, Tom! The sports report is as follows. Nothing, and again, nothing. A big nullity. Void, V-O-I-D. Void. You know what I like to do? I like to watch people diddling each other. Back to you, fucking. Thank you, Tom. That was great. That was really just me pretending to be Tom because I'm fucking insane. Completely fucking insane is my full name. Now, let's go to me for the weather. It sucks out. It absolutely sucks out. It's fucking really unhealthy. The air quality today is... Thank you. That was me again. Well, our top story tonight again is I am losing it really badly. Really badly. I'm running out of ketamine and juice. So I just want to say good night, everybody. Good day and have a good morrow. I am going to be masturbating until my penis falls off, which could be... Up there it goes. Scratch the masturbating.
And thanks for joining us on another Last Newscaster on Earth. That was great. That was great. And you know what? I think the audience was unfazed, our immediate audience.
Yeah, I had to, and I kind of let loose a little, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You were fully immersed in the character.
Well, you know, as an artist, you know, you have to be, especially outdoors. You know, outdoor artists, you know, like graffiti people. Mm-hmm. By the way, how come you don't see much graffiti indoors? Like you see spray painted on the side of a bank, capitalist pigs, but you never see like graffiti across the face of a teller.
Yeah.
You know, like...
Yep. I think it's because most of the spray paint is exterior.
Is it exterior?
Yeah, it's in an exterior paint. And
you can't use it in it?
A lot of these guys, these spray paint artists, they respect, you know, where the paint's supposed to be used.
Hey, let's... Because last week we remembered that we hadn't done Ode to Peppitone for quite some time. There was not a big clamoring for it. People weren't like, where the fuck is Ode to Peppitone? By the way, can you tell people what the email address is? We've been getting a couple, but not many emails.
Yeah. apocalypsesoonpodcast@gmail.com. And we also have...
No, it's Pep. I remember that Pep is in the name of our email, but look it up. While Kevin is looking that up, I just want you to know I'm going to try to do more for you Patreon members. You know, we put up stand-up things. I think I'm going to go... What is it?
You're right.
What is it?
EddiePepPodcast@gmail.com.
See, folks, this is why we have trouble getting off the ground. And there's a lot of miscommunication.
Yes. Yeah. You know, that's why I always put it in the description, because I can't remember it. You know, here's what I'd suggest. You know, write a note on it and roll it up and tie it to a crow's leg, and I think we'll get it.
Okay. All right. So let's do an Ode to Peppitone. Okay?
And now for the only fragrance that will exclusively clear a room. It's Ode to Peppitone.
Hello. Are you seeking a perfume that will only generate negativity in your life?
Peppitone.
Are you seeking a perfume that will leave you homeless and distraught and wanting to jump off the nearest tree?
Peppitone.
Well, you're in the right place. Ode to Peppitone has just released a new scent for 2024. It is the scent of death with a little ham and bologna smell.
Peppitone.
Ode to Peppitone combines a rotting corpse with some ham and bologna.
Ooh.
You put a little dab on your neck and watch your life deteriorate.
Peppitone.
Ode to Peppitone is made... Ode to Peppitone is made by people who have lost all sense of balance. All the people who make Ode to Peppitone fall down while making it because they have inner ear infections. Ode to Peppitone is so puzzling that it is not sold anywhere, but it is licked off the floor of a warehouse in Sherman Oaks, California, right behind a barbecue rib place that has closed down for more than a year. That's right. Ode to Peppitone can only be licked off the floor of a barbecue rib place. No, behind the barbecue rib place. that has been closed down for a year. It is a perfume that needs no introduction. People will smell you at least 300 yards away. If you happen to go on an elevator with eau de Peppitone and someone gets on with you, they will immediately vomit, so bring a bucket or a plastic bag. Eau de Peppitone. Get it.
Pick up your Peppitone today, where a barrel's on fire.
Wow, that, it feels good to offer these type of products
Absolutely.
to folks, and I'm just glad that we have that kind of, capability here out in the great outdoors.
We fill the gap, where where nobody has thought to provide, for these people. We're there.
And I'm sorry, folks, about spitting during eau de Peppitone, but I had brown rice caught in my extensive bridge work.
Oh, yeah. It happens.
And either I was going to spit it out there or eau de Peppitone would have been tainted. I would have had to stop eau de Peppitone.
I had looked away for a little while because I sometimes I'll try to avoid eye contact, when you're full in characters, and I just hear and I look over, I was like, what's happening?
Yes.
But I do feel like eau de Peppitone, whoever is doing the voiceover for the eau de Peppitone commercial, would spit. They would definitely spit in the middle of a take.
I agree.
That's the kind of VO talent that it would need.
Now, is there another? We have a nice husky coming by.
Oh, the puppers.
Is there another bit that we might want to do for the crowd?
Absolutely. I think we need to do a guided meditation.
Oh, okay.
It's
the old standby, huh?
It's a staple.
Do we know how deeply we're into the podcast here?
Right now, we are currently at 33 minutes.
Terrific.
And honestly, we've probably provided 45 minutes worth of content.
I think eau de Peppitone in itself was enough.
Yeah, I feel we've checked the box on quality.
We checked a lot of boxes.
But yeah, let's do a guided meditation.
Yeah, let's do a guided. Okay.
Now, exit the one-bedroom apartment of your mind and enter the park of guided meditation with Eddie Peppitone.
It's good to have you here today or tonight or wherever you are at whatever time you are. That's the beauty of the podcast. And I want everybody to get into light-fitting clothing. And also for this guided meditation, I want you to take a kazoo. And I want you to put it next to you. And every time you have a negative thought, I want you to blow into the kazoo. I want you to blow into the kazoo, and also keep by you a little vat of pea soup, thick pea soup and a kazoo, just in case you don't feel positive. So with your first in-breath, I hope you've got the kazoo and the pea soup next to you. I know I'm not giving you a lot of time, but I know most people have both of those things relatively handy. With your first in-breath, I want you to breathe in the absolute abundance, the absolute pure golden light of a divine presence. I want you to breathe in the absolute positive vibes of a caring and gentle universe. As a matter of fact, this universe that I'm envisioning for you is so gentle that if it were to touch your genitals, you would not even notice, and you could not report the universe to the police because you wouldn't notice that your genitals were diddled by the universe. You will not know. And now, when you breathe in that gentleness and your genitals have been softly touched, I want you to now dip your hand in the pea soup that's next to you, and I want you to reach for the kazoo. I don't know why I'm having trouble with the word kazoo, but that's life. And life is unpredictable. I may be having finally a motor skill breakdown. Motor skills, my brain skills may be finally shutting down because the podcast is homeless. And this is my body's way of saying, get a fucking studio, idiot. Anyway, with that hand soaked in pea soup, grab the kazoo, put it to your mouth and blow into the kazoo and let the green pea soup shoot out of it like explosive diarrhea. And now with your next in-breath, I want you to breathe in a very small splinter. A small splinter, something that you can't really put your finger on when you feel it in your throat. You're like, what is that? And you don't know. But it's a small splinter that's going to work its way down into your abdomen, then through your stomach lining, and then you're in the emergency room. But, and here's why it's a beautiful thing to think about, you're going to meet the love of your life in the emergency room. This is with your next in-breath. You're going to meet someone who's bleeding from their nose or their elbow, and you're going to say, my God, where have you been? And they're going to say, help me put this compress on. And you're going to do it. And you're going to say, hey, what are you doing later for a coffee, perhaps? And they're going to say, I'm bleeding, idiot. And you're going to know that you met the love of your life. And then, with your next out-breath, I want you to just breathe out all of your doubts and fears and the debt that you're in, the tremendous debt, and all the violence that encircles you. Just breathe it out and realize that it's only going to get worse.
And thanks for joining us on another guided meditation with Eddie Pepitone.
Hi. Thanks. Welcome back, folks. And I don't know. I felt like we're pointing people in the right direction.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
Yes.
I
yes,
mean,
indeed.
I'm almost insulted that you think that we might not be pointing them in the correct direction. Mm-hmm. I mean, we're like a great pointer dog, that sees the kill and points towards.
Hello, I'm a great pointer dog. Welcome to the Pointer Podcast, and we're going to just start out with the point right away. Here we go. Thank you for joining us.
What do you think of those comics who do an impersonation of someone, and it's really quick. Like, I'm going to, this is my impersonation of Bill Cosby. And they're like, thank you. Like,
Yeah.
really quick. Do you like those? Or are they too cliche at this point?
I like them. You know, it's.
Hold on.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
I do like them. I like them, but it's definitely just like anything else, you know, like with a yo mama joke or, you know, there are.
Oh, hello.
Hey, buddy.
Look at this guy.
Hey, buddy.
Hello. Who are you? Who are you, my friend? Yeah. Oh, no. Today our guest is Bob Fredericks, one of the best dogs we know.
That was awesome. He's like a little
That
puppy.
was great.
That was fantastic.
That was great, folks. And this is, you know, a lot of folks don't like being unhoused. And in the United States, it's become a way of life as rents keep going up. You know, people get richer and the majority get poorer. But you get greeted by a dog.
That's right.
That would sunset.
That would not happen in the podcast.
Thank you.
Would not happen.
Thank you. In the podcast, in the studio, we would just be extremely warm with beverages and snacks.
Yeah.
Out here, we get a beautiful fucking dog.
Beautiful dog. By the way, we couldn't have planned, if we were like, hey, what if we had a dog that comes up at our same eye level in the middle of the podcast, right between us too. Mm-hmm. That was perfect.
Do you think we should just give that to circus people?
Oh, that's a special moment. And we
By
cut
the way,
it out.
folks, I'm just kidding about this shit. I think it's funny to come at people for only giving us a little money. It's hilarious.
Yes. There are
me.
I have seen people genuinely do it. Like, there's videos of like how, you know, Dick McGeck lost his career on Twitch, and then they go and they show this video of a guy going, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Are you being serious?
Yeah. The guy's big Twitch. It's usually girls that are like some cute girl that's playing video games, and then she's like,
"What did she do?
How the fuck can none of you afford to subscribe?"
Oh,
Like,
my God. I just hope everybody knows that I'm totally bullshitting about that. Anyway, where are we? Should we wrap it up?
I think we got
something.
I think we should wrap it up with.
You make the call.
I think we could do a little Allen Margaret. Might be nice.
I think Allen Margaret is such a signature bit of this show.
It is.
It's very layered.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's very, I think, indicative of how we all feel. Are we really here?
Great question.
Are we really here? What is real? What is not real? Is it all in my mind?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do one.
Allen Margaret are kind of like the Matrix in a way. You know, they have
That's
this,
well put.
a similar message.
That is well put.
And now, checking in with Allen Margaret, the couple living inside Eddie Peppitone's head.
Margaret, could you please stop humming? I'm not humming, Al. I'm doing singing. That's not singing, Margaret. It's humming. No, it's not. I'm going. Humming is this. Margaret, why are you being so silly? Are you doing drugs again? Al, yes is the answer. Why have you gone back to doing drugs? Because, Al, I'm tired of reality. You are? Al, what was that voice? That didn't sound like you. Margaret, I just want to say this. I love you to the end of the earth. Hold it, Al. Are you on drugs? Why do you say that? Because you're singing. Yes, I am on drugs. We're both on drugs. We're both on drugs. We're both on drugs. We're both on drugs. Hey, Al, since we're both on drugs, why don't we go to the diner and eat our asses off? Well, Margaret, that sounds good, but sometimes when I'm on drugs, I'm not hungry. Well, we can people watch. All right, let's put on our best threads. Okay, they're on. What are you talking about, Margaret? By the way, you've lost Al's voice a little bit, Al.
Margaret,
There it is. You know, Al, we're both on drugs. We're both dressed up.
no, we're not. We didn't give ourselves time to dress up.
Al, we don't exist, for Christ's sake. We can say whatever the hell we want.
We're not talking, Margaret.
Oh, really, Al? We're not talking. I guess this conversation doesn't exist.
It does exist, Margaret, but it's in Eddie Peppitone's head. Me and you are just two people lost. We're completely lost here in New Hampshire in a small stone house.
Did you say stoned?
No, stone. Granite. Our house is made of granite.
Our house is made of bullshit, Al. It's made of Eddie Pepitone's imagination.
Who is this Eddie Peppitone?
You know who he is, Al.
No, I don't.
Oh, really? Well, let me remind Eddie. Eddie, answer me.
No.
That's you. That's Al. That's not you, Eddie.
Hi.
Oh, there you are. Eddie, now are me and Al real?
As far as I'm concerned, yeah. Ah, come on, Margaret. That's your voice.
No, that was Eddie.
Hey, guys. I created you, and I could also destroy you. So please, don't start. Why don't you make love to her, Al? All right. Margaret. Margaret. Come here. By the way, these zippered dresses you wear are so... How many zippers are here?
Just enough to keep you interested.
All right. Let me just... Could you just move slightly to your right? Not that far to your right. You're falling out the window, Margaret.
Thanks for joining us at another Checking In with Al and Margaret, the couple living inside Eddie Peppitone's head. Wow. That was good.
I don't know. That was nice. So we...
The first time you came in,
That's true.
I mean, it's getting
You
deeper.
never know what's going to happen
You never know.
in an Allen Margaret.
Yeah. Well, that's the end of the podcast, folks. Thank you so much for joining us. If you want more of this podcast, go subscribe on iTunes. Go over and subscribe on YouTube. Go to eddiepepitone.com if you want to check out all of his tour dates. And then go to eddiepeppodcast@gmail.com if you want to reach out to us and send us an email. Patreon.com/EddiePepitone if you want more of this podcast. 10 and 20, Bread and Circus. You get more of this podcast, all that good stuff.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. The only reason we're stopping is that we're cold. See you next time on Apocalypse Soon, the podcast with no upside.